back to the 6ixYardBox podcast. You're tuning in for episode 91 of the program, where 2/3 of this table are through to the Champions League semifinals. The other just lost 4-1 to Newcastle. We're going to get onto that later in the pod, but there's more important things to talk about today. I am here joined by Blake, Antoine, and the vibes could not be higher at this table. I'm going to go around first, and then we're diving straight into UCL action. We're talking about quarterfinal action. We're previewing the semis. We're doing all of that, Prem as well, but that's not important. Blake, first of all, my brother, how are you feeling?
Wow. Well, first of all, what an intro.
What an intro. Like, no. What an intro from you two. All right? I sensed the energy.
Okay.
I grasped it.
Yeah.
And then I projected.
I love it.
Go ahead.
I'm feeling fantastic. I'm feeling amazing. I'm feeling on cloud 9. The bird is soaring higher than it's ever been.
The bird is soaring.
I feel great. I feel fantastic. Just what a game. What a win. All this talk from Real Madrid after the first leg, talking about a remontada, talking about the Bernabeu and 90 minutes is a long ass time. Yeah, it's a long ass time for us to be fucking your bitch asses to Timbuktu.
We're starting straight,
bro.
Okay.
Because there was a lot of talk. There's a lot of talk from the Real Madrid fans, and I get it. They have the pedigree. They have the Champions League wins, the 15 Champions League wins, but they didn't have it against Arsenal, and that is what mattered.
They did not. They didn't have anything close to what Arsenal brought. Not even close.
Nope.
And you know what? We're gonna get right onto that just to start off with this podcast. But first, Antoine, your team is through to the semis as well against Arsenal. What are your feelings right now?
It's mixed emotions right now. Obviously, very, very happy that we're through to the semifinals, and it's normal that we're through to the semifinals. I think after the first leg, we should have gone through to the semifinals. Very scared during the game, and we'll get onto it later. I was shitting my pants. But now we're through, and we have Arsenal. One of the hardest teams to beat this season. So
you seem very calm, cool, and collected. Very job's not finished.
I'm job's not finished right now, but deep down I'm shitting my pants.
Yeah. Okay. That's valid. That is valid. I thought you guys looked fantastic. I personally still never had any doubt that you're going to go through, even when Villa were starting to mount that comeback. We're going to get to it when we get to it, I believe. Also later on in the program, everybody, we're talking about some latest Premier League action, including
that's
United.
When you can click off.
Honestly, like
literally,
it's okay.
I didn't watch any Prem. Like last Sunday, I couldn't even catch the United game. Me and Blake were working, but
yeah.
I just hear, I look at my phone, I get the FOTMOB notification, I show it to Blake. What sound did I get? There you go. Yeah, but let's talk about Arsenal. Let's keep the vibes high here, Blake. Arsenal, on aggregate, 5-1 winners over Real Madrid. Not only spanking them at home, which you have not been here since that happened.
I haven't.
Even spanking them at the Bernabeu after all that hype about remontada this, remontada that, and it didn't happen. Rice cooked better with the lid on.
I love that narrative. And like, there's so many players to give flowers to, and I could be here forever doing it because it was just such an amazing experience watching that team. And I texted you guys before the game. Like, I was listening to The Angel, North London Forever, on the car ride back to my house to watch the game, and I was getting emotional because, like, I've watched this team lose 4-1 to Chelsea in the Europa League final. I've watched them lose to Olympiacos in the quarterfinals of the Europa League. Mm-hmm. Like, it's been loss after loss after loss in these big European competitions, and like to see where we've come, to see the performance that was on the pitch, to see like just the togetherness of the team and the fans to beat one of the biggest teams in Europe, the defending Champions League champions. It was sensational. I don't know where we want to go, like specifically
just
what narratives.
Talk your shit. Who's been talking shit? What gripes do you have? Just brag.
I have a gripe, and I don't want to go to it yet. I want to really milk it. You know, I want to milk as much as I can. I want to get all the juices out before we get really into it. I'm gonna start with Jakub Kiwior, who I think is the unsung hero.
Odd place to start.
No, but he's the unsung hero of this tie, because when Gabriel went out, my narrative didn't, or my thought process and my feelings towards the game didn't change, but it's just like, I was like, here we go again. Another big player that's out for us. It's been the story the whole season, and it's why we haven't been as close as we should have been to Liverpool in the Premier League. But Kiwior comes in after not playing that much this season, and he looks like he hasn't missed a step. He's been positionally sound. He's locked up supposedly the best attack in all of the world. And he looks like he belongs. He's calm on the ball. He arguably played better than Saliba in the second leg. And it's just like an amazing thing to see that it's just a testament to the mentality of this squad that Mikel Arteta has made. This mentality is like, it's a winning mentality. Everyone wants to win. Everyone is ready to win, no matter when they're called upon. And it is, it's so good to see.
Look, if you look at the sentiment that was surrounding Arsenal 3 weeks ago when you draw to Everton and Gabriel gets injured. I don't think it's been lower this season. Going into this Real Madrid tie, I'm not sure an Arsenal fan really truly believed in their hearts that they would be able to surpass them, given the injuries that they had, and especially with Gabriel they're injured.
Yep.
The fact that Kivior has transcended his game into something that for a backup center back we genuinely probably have rarely seen before is nuts. Yeah. It's outstanding. The way that in such a short amount of time, the amount of respect he's been getting over these 2 legs, insane.
Yeah, it's
insane.
It's fantastic.
And I want you to keep going with these flowers. I think we need to spend a good amount of time giving a lot of these players flowers.
Yeah.
There's players that deserve recognition in this team. And I mean, fucking continue, dude, because there's so many players that we need to talk about.
Yep.
Where should I go next?
Talk about MLS.
Oh my God.
Miles, bro. Shout out Miles, my co-host, but shout out Miles Lewis Skelly, bro.
My
he
God.
He has the mentality of like, I don't know, maybe God. Like, I don't understand. Like there isn't someone with a stronger mentality.
Bro.
He's so brave. So brave. And that is like the biggest compliment I have to him. He's brave. He doesn't care what's in front of him. He doesn't care who's defending him. He knows how good he is at being a ball carrying.
Bro,
Shifted
his
left back?
ball carries into the midfield.
Yes, bro.
Oh
The
my
composure
God.
you need for
the
that.
composure he had.
Oh my
Before the
God.
game, he's listening to music, smiling, laughing. Being at the Bernabeu doesn't faze him one bit. I was talking about this last pod. The last left back that we've seen with this type of mentality is David Alaba, and look at the career he got. He got on to have. Miles Lewis Kelly is generational. We seriously have a new contender of the Golden Boy, and he seriously can win it. Seriously can win it. The
see
way that he carries the ball into the midfield, you can tell his natural position
see
as a
it.
midfielder.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's doing this at left back, wow. Seriously, wow.
Genuinely. I mean, if Yamal didn't exist, but
No, but you can't win the Golden Boy twice.
I did
can't.
not know that.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that either.
So
Bet.
So who else would there?
do it. Go Barcy.
Fair. Due actually might win it.
I think
Yeah.
Due is on the
Yeah.
like,
and we'll
on
get
the
to
road
do it.
to
We'll
winning
get
it.
to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But my goodness,
He's
Miles Lewis Kelly,
immense.
the revelation of the season.
And he reminds
Yeah.
me
In the Premier League.
of Valverde in a sense, when Valverde plays at right back. Because Valverde is so strong, and we saw it a little bit in the second leg. He's just such a strong runner and ball carrier. And when he gets going, it's like, it's majestic to watch. And
True.
I think obviously they're different players, but Miles Lewis Kelly kind of has that same thing. He gets going when he makes the body feint and gets around his man, like it's over. And he just creates so much space for the rest of the team. And like this whole false left back thing is, I know we've like shit on it before, but when you have a player like that doing it, oh my God, it's beautiful to watch.
Yeah.
It's beautiful to watch.
So is Calafiori injured? Okay,
No,
so that's why
he can go back to Italy. He can chill in
Yeah,
Italy.
he
He
can
can go
take
to his
his time.
grandparents' house, go on vacation, dude. No.
Yeah.
And look, Calafiori has a place in this team. We need depth, and he's a different type of player. Definitely has a more of a goal scoring knack, I would say. But he's like more of a center back than he is a left back, right?
True.
So it's
True.
but Miles Lewis Kelly, man, Jury and Timber.
So that's the guy.
Oh my
That's the guy. I
God.
thought in every match recap that I've watched after both legs, I've seen maybe one praise on Jury and Timber. One praise on Jury and Timber.
So good.
He might be, apart from Rice,
Yeah.
the best player over the 2 legs for Arsenal.
So good. And you guys, you United people wanted him. You almost signed him, but he chose the other side of the red in England. And look what happened, bro. He's balling out on a Champions League stage against the Galacticos. Well, Not the Galacticos, but you know what I'm
No,
saying.
Galacticos 2.0.
Second
Yeah,
Galacticos.
yeah.
That's what this was.
I mean, it's not
Against a
fucking working,
second
clearly, but-
Galacticos.
Ironically,
he's
Galacticos
locking,
didn't win the championship.
locking up the supposed Ballon d'Or favorite.
Yeah.
No, he's not no Ballon d'Or favorite when he's up against Jurrien Timber because he's so defensively sound. He knows where to be. He puts the tackles in. He's fucking immense, bro. This back line is crazy.
Yeah. Bro, the way he just manipulated Vinicius to go wherever he wanted at any time of the pitch. This guy went to the Bernabeu, dropped his business card, says, "Thank you very much, Vinicius. I saw what you were doing to Kimmich." He said, "I saw what you were doing to Kimmich against Bayern last year, putting him on his ass, not me." This guy seriously manipulated Vinicius Jr. in every way possible. Vinicius Jr., who, by the way, said that he would up his game by 10 times after not winning the Ballon d'Or.
We're gonna get
onto that.
We're gonna get into the receipts. I kept them.
His performances have been insane.
Yeah.
Insane over the two legs.
Yeah.
I think it's fitting that the next player we go into is Declan. Declan
Put
Rice.
two in the whole line.
You can go ahead, bro. I
Watching Declan Rice against Arsenal, watching Declan Rice against Real Madrid, I was laughing in front of the TV. I was laughing in front of the TV. When have you seen a midfielder put up a performance like Declan Rice over two legs like this against a team with the stature of Real Madrid in the Champions League? When was the last time you seen that?
Facts.
Back to back, as he said, back to back.
We saying top 3 midfielder in the world.
Right now,
Oh yeah.
yeah, he enters that conversation for sure. He enters that
Forces
conversation
on
for
him.
sure.
Bellingham, Pedri, him.
Well, Vitinha's up there.
I think Bellingham fell out
Oh
after.
yeah, Bellingham we have to talk about too later
Yeah.
because he's lying to all of us. But Vitinha, Pedri, Rice, sure, I'll give it that. 2 9 out of 10 performances from Declan Rice.
Nah, give him 10.
Give him 10. You can give him 10, bro. Oh my god,
It's crazy.
I'm laughing in front of the TV.
The balance of this midfield that we found has truly been a treat to watch because
Yes.
each player, it was really just moving Declan Rice up the field in a mental sense. Instead of him being the holding guy, he's the box to box. And that's what opened up his game because he's always had that ability, right? He's always been a very strong runner. Again, similar to Miles Skelly, like a big ball carrier. He got moved up to the box to box position.
Yeah.
And look what happened.
And look
Genuinely.
what fucking happened. Because for West Ham, he wasn't playing that position.
No.
For West Ham, it was sitting right in front of the defense as a
Yeah.
CDM and able to play that key pass whenever you wanted.
Yeah.
But the way that Mikel Arteta transformed his game to being a box-to-box midfielder, where Partey's kind of the one doing the defensive work more.
It's amazing. And
And
shout out.
and it goes, shout out Partey. But
Partey.
it goes to show how good of a coach Mikel Arteta is
Yeah.
to see the qualities that players like Declan Rice has in that team and in that midfield.
And this is why, guys, you guys asked me many times, Arteta out. I've always stayed the same.
Have you? Or were you ever Arteta out?
Well, in 2019 or whenever, like
2020, yeah.
2020, sure. But ever since we've been good, you guys know I've never been Arteta out at all.
Yeah.
And this is why. Because I trusted the process and I just,
Process ain't over.
it ain't over. But at the end of the day, like, even if we lose to PSG, which is a genuine reality, I'll be heartbroken. We haven't made it to semifinals since 2009. This is still a huge achievement with all the injuries we've had.
What was it, United against?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not a successful season if we lose to PSG, but it's not one that doesn't give me hope in Arteta for the future.
100%. 100%. The talk, we'll get into two, I think we need to do 2 more shout outs in this Arsenal team. We'll get into it later. But the
Okay.
talk, like you were saying, that Real Madrid were bringing before the game. I remember Jude Bellingham had an interview saying that remontada was the word that was most used in the dressing room.
Or farming, bro.
The difference between previous years where Real Madrid actually came back from scores against City, against Chelsea, is that they actually played good football. They actually had promising
Yes.
football that didn't rely on individualities and that actually their game actually had an identity around it. This year, nothing suggested that they would come back against Arsenal.
Facts.
It's as simple as that. Ever since Kroos left, that team has not been the
He
same.
might have been the glue, bro. Like, genuinely.
was the
100%
anchor.
he was
Yeah.
the glue. The midfield is the biggest problem in Real Madrid because when Dani Ceballos gets injured against Real Sociedad, that team isn't the same. The fact that you have to rely on Dani Ceballos this season to play good football is outrageous. It's outrageous.
Yeah.
It's unforgivable. But Arsenal, a team that have been working on their project for 4 years now, did the job against Real Madrid as they should. Nothing suggested that Real Madrid should have came back.
It was stars versus system. That's what it was.
It was.
Yeah.
And no matter how many stars you have, I would still classify so many of these Real Madrid players as world-class talent, but you can't simply win with talent. You need a system. And fucking hell, you guys have
I was
one,
victim to that, by the way. I was victim to watching my team play like the
Right.
the start.
You would
Yes.
know firsthand. You would know firsthand.
You have
Unbelievable.
10x the system as
Yeah,
well.
Unbelievable.
absolutely.
The difference now that we have with PSG from 2
Yeah.
years ago, even last year.
Yeah.
Last year we were relying on Mbappe. Feed Mbappe.
Yeah. And the
Same
system
thing.
makes stars. Like,
The system
does.
makes stars, absolutely.
does.
yes.
Which
It's made Rice a star. It's obviously made Saka a star. It fucking
One
hell,
more
it can
shout out
make,
before Saka.
okay, go.
Mikel Merino.
Mikel
that was my
Merino.
next name out of my mouth. The best false six I've ever seen.
Yeah, best ball winning 9 we've ever witnessed. Genuinely, is he not the signing of the season throughout all of life? Is he not the best signing?
All of life.
No. Is he not the signing of the 24-25 season?
I don't think so.
But
Desiree Doué was signed this year.
okay,
Joao
sure.
Neves was signed this year.
But in hindsight,
Kylian Mbappe might still be a better signing.
just think
No.
about like.
now I'm kind of
Yes.
no lads. Like, we'll get
It's
it.
you right, bro.
We'll get into it later. Fuck, I'm on his fucking train. Now. I'm driving the train. I'm
fucking way.
I'm choo-chooing the train. I'm letting the steam go. No.
way.
No, I'm on the
fucking
train.
way.
Okay, oh, Mbappe.
Hear
I'm
me
gonna have
out.
some
Hear me
bad
out. Hear me
grapes.
out. Hear me out.
Yeah.
If we did not sign Mikel Merino, who would be playing striker for us?
Who would have stepped up?
Yeah.
Because the Martinelli Trossard thing has not worked. I'm not saying it can't work in small chunks.
Yeah.
For a long portion or over a big stretch of time, it doesn't work, and it's proven that because we've tried that when
It cannot.
Havertz has been out of form or Jesus before we had Havertz. It hasn't worked. The fact that once again Mikel Arteta turned Merino into a 9 and it's somehow working and we're somehow in a Champions League semifinal is a testament to his managerial ability, of course, but to Mikel Merino's ability to adapt and him as a player altogether. Because we had conversations when he was struggling at the beginning of the season as a midfielder that it was not the best signing. And I was on your side. I didn't see the vision. We didn't see the vision. He's found his role. He's not going to be a striker forever, but for this little chunk of time, what he's doing is like, again, kind of unforeseen.
He'll be
yeah.
remembered as
Cult hero.
Yes, absolutely.
Everyone will remember this stint of Mikel
And
Merino's career.
he just does the little things, like the little pass to Saka on his goal. His hold up play is
His
immense.
hold-up play is incredible.
His hold up play is immense. Is immense.
Yeah.
That's where you kind of notice the intelligence that some of these players have to adapt to these roles.
Yeah.
I think it might be a little easier that his natural position is a midfielder, so he kind of knows how to
Absolutely.
hold onto the ball
Absolutely.
and pass it back to the wingers or even the midfielders. But man, to adapt to a position that is not your strong suit at all, it's incredible.
And I just want to say about the midfield overall, that we can get into the big thing. But the midfield overall, 90% of the second balls were won by Arsenal. And that is the biggest turning point in that game. Because when Real Madrid were coming on hard, but when they were, and it was attack after attack, especially in the first 5 minutes of the game, and then the midfield just won the second battle after we cleared it, and then we moved up the pitch. It was that relief of pressure that allowed Arsenal to continue playing their game and not get suffocated by the speed and the horniness of that fucking Real Madrid attack. Because they were horned up to start the game.
They were.
But the midfield controlled the game. Even Martin Odegaard, who people said didn't have the best game after the first half, I thought he had a great game, honestly. But they did their thing. They won the battles. They controlled the game. And that's what allowed us to just simmer down all of those fans, simmer down all that excitement from Real Madrid.
Yep, he killed the game very
The
well.
fans fucking brought it. The Bernabeu was
rocking. I was nervous, bro. It felt like we were only up 1.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
Like you forget that the score was 3-0 to the Arsenal, and like
Yeah.
in hindsight, it's like, why did we ever think Real Madrid was going to come back, bro? It's literally just like
anybody that watched Real Madrid play this season would have known that they would have never came back in a million years.
This is embarrassing beyond any level we've seen. We had Vinicius and Rodrigo's tweets right before the game saying like tomorrow, see you tomorrow, with like a little smirk emoji. What are you doing? We had Carlo Ancelotti's interview last week. Remember when the interviewer mentioned you guys are known for coming back, and he hits the
stupid eyebrow.
he hits that stupid face. We had El Tringuito, the Spanish TV station have a countdown to remontada for a week every day during programming. We had the Jude press conference talking about the biggest word that we've heard this week is remontada, whatever. And then we had the Real Madrid social media tweeting out stuff like 90 minutes is a long time at the Bernabeu.
Oh my God.
They did a whole TikTok series through the week called like Unforgettable Nights, where it was just all the nights in the past couple of years where they've come back against City, against Bayern, against whatever. They did all of that, all that hype, and the fans fucking brought it. The hype was there. Everything was ready for the Real Madrid players to come out, dominate, be horned up, and come back against Arsenal. And they got 3 shots on target in 90 minutes. They spammed crosses, created nothing, and at the end of the game, it said they miss Joselu.
I did see that. That's
Fucking crazy,
Joselu.
bro. Thibaut Courtois was saying, yeah, we really miss Joselu.
Like, bro, the thing that bothered me the most is that last week after the Arsenal game, in Carlo Ancelotti's interview, he says, we have a game plan. We know how to beat this Arsenal team, and we will play differently from the first leg. Motherfucker. What was different from the first leg? Tell me what was different from the first leg, apart from sending 43 fucking crosses into the box.
Into 5'10" Mbappe.
Give me a compilation right now. I need a compilation. I need someone to make a compilation of Real Madrid crosses that ended up on Arsenal players' heads. I need it right now.
That's exactly the game that Arsenal plays. You have Jakub Kivior, or you have William Saliba. You have these guys in there that win so many headers, mixed up with wingbacks that are tall and with so much strength, and that's the exact game they want to play. Obviously, credit to Arsenal's midfield and setup for forcing the ball out wide to force those crosses. But man, from Real Madrid, bro, there's no identity, no fucking style of play, no accountability from anybody. They just thought, we're gonna go through because we're Real Madrid. That's it. Not because of any individual, not any quality that we have, just because, we're Real Madrid, we're superstars, we're world class, we're going to get it done, believe us. Nothing was fucking going on. They just thought they were going to go out there or a farm for 90 minutes, rattle up the Arsenal players, and scam 3 goals.
It's unforgivable. It's unforgivable. I think it's on the coach, but also on the players. It's on the coach because even if the game plan is to send in crosses into the box, once it's not working after 5-6, you're telling me the players aren't thinking to themselves, maybe we should try something else?
Maybe we should
Why
stop
try
crossing the ball?
35 more crosses when the first 10 have not been successful? What the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? Seriously, what are you doing? There should be that consciousness that tells them to try something different. To send the ball to Vinny, who maybe can trickle past 1 or 2 players, or give it to Mbappe, who can try the same thing. Try some long shots. Try something else. Why are you sending 40 crosses into the box?
Or bring on a guy like Arda Güler or something who could create something.
The fact that Arda Güler gets 0 minutes in 2 legs is stupid.
Come over.
It's stupid.
Arda should come.
I agree. Arda should change club.
Bring Arda to Arsenal.
Or obviously, Ancelotti is going to go. I saw that Ancelotti's leaving after the Copa del Rey final or something like that, which is stupid timing in my opinion.
Was
that today?
It's stupid timing in my opinion because you would still have La Liga.
Why would you not finish?
That's what I'm saying.
That's so weird.
Stupid. But no, there should be that consciousness in the players to try something different.
Absolutely.
Even after Endrick came on, who's even shorter, they're still spamming like crosses.
Who are you crossing the ball to?
What the fuck are you doing?
Who are you crossing the ball to? 6'4" Mbappe? And it pisses me off even more that after the game, Courtois says, we miss Joselu. What do you mean we miss Joselu? You signed the best player in the world this summer. The best player in the world, and you're complaining that instead of him, you don't have Joselu. Are you fucking serious? Are you serious? Oh my god.
Oh my god. What? This is generational from Antoine, bro.
I'm sorry. I cannot take it. I cannot take it.
Oh, so good.
That's really good. That's amazing.
Let's talk about the subs. I think they were made way too late in both legs. You were mentioning that last week. I think it was even worse here.
Yeah.
By halftime, we're getting texts on the group chat from Anto saying, make some fucking subs.
Yeah.
You would have thought I'm a Real Madrid fan.
Honestly.
You would have thought I'm a Real Madrid fan.
I wanted an entertaining game. I wanted them to make it close. I still wanted you guys to go through because I wanted that 6YB derby, which we'll get into later.
Yeah.
But, man, they're so frustrating, bro. If I was a Real Madrid fan, my head would be hot. Oh, my God.
Hot, bro. Hot.
Yeah.
I think we need to get into some... Actually, Saka first, because we'll get into the Real Madrid players after.
Let's take it minute by minute, event by event, because we said I remember saying like I can't wait for an Arsenal goal in the first 10 minutes, and soon after that, you guys get a penalty. I'm like, oh my god, because the VAR came through out of nowhere. And I was like, Real Madrid had just been on the attack. And I was like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Vardrid, here we go.
Yeah.
What are they going to look at? And then it's a chance for Arsenal. The penalty was the penalty. Whatever.
That probably should be a penalty because he genuinely did obstruct his path to get to a cross.
Yeah, he held on.
He was never getting there. In my opinion, probably not a penalty, but it's a foul. Like, you can't, there's no denying that that's a foul. It's just never called. And it's not called in the Prem.
My issue is that if you're calling that one, you should then call the same situation the same way later.
The Mbappe one is totally different because the Mbappe one is Declan Rice just like puts his arm around him for a second or a couple seconds, doesn't tug him. Mbappe notices that he's being held by Rice and falls.
He kind of trips.
There was no...
He kind of trips himself.
Yeah, he
there
like
was,
stubs the ground.
There
and
was
falls
no
over.
like obstruction of a path. Anyway, we're not doing pen
I don't
talk.
think either are penalties. But it doesn't fucking matter at the end of the day because I guess ball don't lie.
So-
And Bukayo Saka, who fantastic player, we've given him flowers and we'll give him more. Horrendous penalty.
That could have been if on the back of that there's a remontada.
But who
an
cares?
All-time career
But who
moment.
cares? Because I said
Yes.
as soon as he missed that penalty, first of all, I said it was over because I'm a pessimist. But then at halftime, did I not say I'm not even mad at Saka? Everyone misses penalties. Vinny missed a penalty in the last fucking game. Yeah. Salah missed a big penalty in every game he's ever played in. Like, I feel like Salah misses penalties all the time. It happens, okay? It's okay. And then what happened?
What happened, Blake?
And
Tell
then
me.
what
Tell
happened?
me,
He
Blake.
misses the penalty, he tries to chip it, doesn't go well. But my star boy, my fucking hero, he might be my hero. He might be my hero. My fucking hero. Set up Martin Odegaard to Mikel Merino, through ball, beats the offside to Saka. What does he do? He chips the fucking keeper. He makes amends for what he does, and then he does the classic Henry. So now that we are here, boys, now that we are on the topic, I am accepting apologies open and with love. So if you want to spill your heart out to yours truly and say, I was fucking wrong about Rodrigo being better than Saka, I would love to hear it because after 2 fucking legs, there has been one standout right winger and it wasn't Rodrigo and it certainly wasn't anyone else on that Real Madrid team. So please, the floor is yours, you two.
As I said before, my hands are up. My hands are up.
My hands are also up.
but now the ego is through the fucking roof. Because before this game,
you're so
I've
unbearable.
explained this
You're
last
so
week.
unbearable. Oh my!
Because I literally, me and Julian's friendship like almost ended over this debate. Like it didn't, but we almost killed each other over this debate. And it's just so good to be right, at least for now. Like no, forever, bro.
I
Fuck it.
explained this last week on the podcast. It's in these types of games where goods become greats. And it's in these types of games where these players can create something around their name where we can actually have a conversation regarding them as the best wingers in the world. Before this game, don't get me wrong, Blake. Rodrigo was the better player. Rodrigo was the better player. But it's in these types of games, in these types of confrontations, that these players show up. And these players don't show up in Rodrigo's case. Saka proved last week and yesterday that he is a big game player and that he ultimately, in the grand scheme of things, is a more impactful player than Rodrigo. And I will admit that now.
Facts. These are legacy-defining games where we really make these long-term judgments. And unless some shit happens in the next couple of years, which I still expect it to, there's no way you could say right now, right this moment, after that tie, that Rodrigo is better than Saka. So I give it to you. Saka, solidified, top 3 right wing in the world. And
Thank you, boys.
yes.
Thank you.
I'm genuinely worried now. I was familiar with Saka's game. I wasn't that familiar with Saka's game.
Lads.
It might...
Second start, by the way, since coming back from injury. That was his second start.
Oh, it didn't even start the weekend. Wow.
It might have been a little easier for him because he's playing against a washed Alaba at left back who's on a yellow card and can't really...
Noon man's gonna be tough.
Noon bench is going to be tough.
Yeah, let's...
But man,
We can go to PSG.
No. We still need to hit Madrid. Like,
Oh yeah.
Yes.
we'll go to PSG. We'll go to PSG in a bit.
So we talked a little bit last week about what Real Madrid do now. I want your opinion on this too, Blake, but I think the consensus is Xabi Alonso, although I still have my skepticism about that.
I was gonna say I've been thinking about the Xabi Alonso to Madrid thing.
What's the skepticism around Alonso
For
or whatever you were
me,
gonna say?
The skepticism is that are these players? This is what he was putting forward last week. Are these players fitting Xabi Alonso's style of play?
Absolutely not.
Can you rely on Mbappe to defend in a Xabi Alonso style of in a Xabi Alonso system? Can you rely? Look at how Bayer Leverkusen are playing this year and the past year. Look how Xabi Alonso converted them to be a full pressing team in 90 minutes. Everybody's running. You think Mbappe running for 7 kilometers a game is going to do that? Is going to defend for Real Madrid under Xabi Alonso?
And let me just interject and add to your point. I don't know if you guys saw this, but in the in La Liga, the top 3 least covered area, the top 3 forwards or the top 3 players with the least covered area in the La Liga, out of the top like 6 or 7 is Vinny, Rodrigo, and Mbappe.
Really?
I think Mbappe not defending, which by the way, we've seen it in PSG.
Yeah.
We've seen it for the French national team. He doesn't want to defend. There's a clip of Luis Enrique taking Mbappe alone, talking to him, talking about making a comparison with Michael Jordan. Why he was such a good player is because he was also so devoted to his defensive game. And that if Mbappe wanted to become that all-time great, he also needed to put in that defensive work. The fact that he's not doing that, I think in Vinny and Rodrigo's eyes, it also makes them subconsciously not defend. If Mbappe is not defending, I won't either.
Yeah.
Because they have such big egos that they'll be influenced by Mbappe, and since he's not defending, I won't defend either.
It's a good point. Really well said.
For Xabi Alonso, is that can they play under Xabi Alonso? Straight up, can they play under Xabi Alonso? I don't think they can.
Let's go through what a Real Madrid team under Xabi Alonso would look like. So you'd have Courtois in net. You'd have 3 center backs, that being Rudiger, Asensio.
Also, fuck Rudiger. I actually hope he never plays football again. He's a fucking rat that tried to injure our players because he's a fucking crybaby that we fucking dummied his bitch ass team. Go ahead.
Wow.
Multiple-time UCL champion you're talking about. Just playing the game.
Still a
Anyways,
bitch.
Trent at right back,
Trent,
you'd assume.
Like, right. Okay.
Militao is third center back.
Militao
He'll be back.
for
So
center back,
Militao,
yes.
Asensio, Rudiger.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unless he brings somebody in. But
Yeah.
we assume Trent at right back.
Yeah.
Left back,
Fran. You're not playing Alaba there.
Fran Garcia.
Unless they make, I think this season.
They'd probably make a signing.
Yeah, I think this season there's gonna be a
Because there's no... Alaba would not...
Florentino Perez is gonna go crazy if Barcelona win the Champions League.
probably-
He's gonna want.
Yeah, he's gonna
want some change.
he's gonna...
You probably have Valverde and Tchouameni as
Yeah.
like the 2. And then you have 2 10s kind of. I assume it'd be Vinny, Rodrigo, and then Mbappe in front of them. I don't know if that system works, to be honest. Because those players are, especially that front 3, is demanding to play. Maybe Rodrigo is not. Oh, and I didn't even mention Bellingham. Oh my goodness, I didn't even mention Bellingham.
It's
Where
weird.
does he even fit in there?
I think
even
Rodrigo
know.
leaves this summer.
Ooh.
I think he leaves this summer.
I think he gets relegated to the bench next year and then leaves summer of 26.
When's the last time Madrid have ever played a 3-back?
I don't know. I could not tell you.
Like, think of players like... I mean, even Modric. I know he's on the end of his career, but like they've never done that.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it couldn't work, but it's like that's such a big freaking shift.
Yeah.
It's such a different way to play.
And when it works, how it works with the Galacticos is like, you drop, 3 of your first 7 games.
Mm-hmm.
The pressure is already on you. Stars get dissatisfied so fucking quickly. And before you even know it, pressure is on immensely on Xabi Alonso.
Right.
And we don't know how he deals with that. He's not really used to losing in his career. We don't know how the media will treat him, if there will be any patience whatsoever with these kinds of players. Is he gonna have the patience and backing to play the Xabi Alonso system, which honestly may cost Real Madrid success next year? Or is it just gonna be win now? And if it's just simply win now, which I wouldn't see why it wouldn't be that, then I don't know if Xabi Alonso is the best option. If Real Madrid were somewhat worse, they weren't Galacticos Real Madrid, I could see Xabi Alonso coming in, building something with the stars and the system
Yeah.
to literally be the Real Madrid manager for the next decade.
Yeah.
But that's not the situation he's coming into. He's not going to be given that patience.
Yeah.
I could see, like, we could talk about Jurgen Klopp. We can talk about Allegri. I don't know who else we could talk about, but there's other names.
You could sell me on
Simeone
it.
Inzaghi.
You could sell me on.
I can be honest. You could
Simeone
sell me
Inzaghi.
on a Klopp Real Madrid
could
thing.
really
Oh,
sell
you
me
mean
on
for
it.
Real Madrid? I thought you were
Yes.
talking about managers. Sorry, no, Simeone Inzaghi is staying in Inter. Also, I thought you were talking about managers who have like actually transformed a team.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was talking about.
You could. Now that you brought that up, like Klopp might be the guy.
I think there's rumors. They're not concrete, but there's rumors. But the reality is, as you were talking about, have Real Madrid ever played a 3-back? When was the last time? We've been transitioning from Zidane and Ancelotti for a decade now.
Yeah.
For a decade now, and those two managers, they don't play 3-backs.
Yeah.
The modern game has changed so much that now you almost need to play a 3-back, like Xabi Alonso is playing, like Simone Inzaghi is playing, to really be successful.
And even if it's not, like if it's a 4-back, it's like the false. You want that extra space in midfield or whatever it
Yes.
is. Like that's if
If it's
The extra
4-back,
player.
it's 4-3-3 with a false 9.
Yeah.
That's what Arsenal's doing. That's what PSG is doing.
Yeah.
Barcelona's not really doing that because Lewandowski's fucking insane.
Oh, that's-
but
You're right. though.
I don't think these players. For me, it's mainly the off the ball work that I'm having a lot of time, like a lot of struggles.
Yeah.
Thinking that it would work. I don't think
well,
Mbappe defends. I don't think anything you tell Mbappe, I don't think he does.
well, genuinely, guys, like I think that stat is they brought it up on the CBS team. I think Thierry brought it up. I'm pretty sure it's in the Liga, but the top 7 least covered runners, the people that run the least in a game. It's the three of their best players, and it's like usually TT said it's like your best player because they're the attacker. Like Lamine Yamal was up there, but it's not all 3 of them. It's not 3 of the players who play every game. That's 3 of 10 of your outfield players not tracking back as much as they should, not pressing as well
Being
as they
lazy,
should.
straight up.
That's what it is,
Being
right?
lazy.
That's
I
crazy.
I saw a stat yesterday too. I don't know how real these numbers were because
Yeah.
they sound outrageous to me. But Mbappe's average kilometers covered this season is 6.2. And for anyone listening that doesn't know like how much that is in terms of running for a player, that is fucking criminal. A goalkeeper on average usually gets that. Like in terms of moving around his net, he usually gets to 6.2. I don't know if those numbers are real, but the reality is that yesterday Arsenal ran 9 kilometers more than Real Madrid in the entire game. That's an entire player. More.
Yeah.
There's a lack of running in this Real Madrid team that is emphasized through Mbappe, through Vinny, through Rodrigo. That seriously needs to change because, again, Xabi Alonso cannot. I don't think he can convince these guys to do some defensive work. Straight up.
All I'm saying is Mbappe should have came to Arsenal.
Let me get onto that. Before we move on to other games, we need to talk about Mbappe because I think we're looking at seriously one of the worst career moves for a superstars of all time. Straight up.
I think it's
And
quick to say that.
It is
dude.
quick
I
to
think
say
it's
that.
Quick to say that.
But for him, for his confidence, you look at this year where Real Madrid last year, they're champions. They won 2 Champions League within the past 2 years, right? In 2022 and in 2024, they won.
Before this season, yeah.
They're not as hungry anymore. They don't really need Mbappe. They didn't really need Mbappe
They
coming
didn't.
into this
They
season.
clearly didn't because they just won it.
Because they just won it,
Yeah.
right? In 2021, where they lose against. Did they lose in the semifinals in 2021 when Chelsea
sounds-
wins it? They lose to Chelsea.
That sounds right, yeah. Think so.
They lost to City, I believe.
Something like that. Anyways,
Either way.
when in 2021, they're hungry for that Champions League. They need a Champions League.
Yeah.
It's been since 2018 where they haven't won one. And that's when Mbappe should have joined. Now, you join a Real Madrid team who have won the Champions League twice within the past 3 years. They don't really need you. And when you join, you get eliminated in the quarterfinals. What's even more embarrassing for him is that the team that he left are playing 10 times better without him
True.
and have a real chance of winning the Champions League without him this year. What does that say about Mbappe? What does that say in terms of his legacy? If PSG go on to win this Champions League, there's going to be the asterisk around Mbappe's career at all times where when he left PSG as a superstar, as the best player in the world, they went on to play better without him and they went on to win the Champions
fucking
League.
It's a wonderfully
What
said
does
point.
that paint for his career?
It's a wonderfully said point.
That's true.
And maybe I'm being a little too harsh because Ronaldo, when he joined Real Madrid, I think it took him 5 years to win the Champions League. He joined
Right,
in
and there's
2009.
still so much time. But
But
You can't
in
predict
the
the
now,
future. You can't
in
predict
the now,
future. Yeah.
it's a horrible move. It's a horrible move, and that's why I'm on your train now.
But I got off that train. Fuck.
No, he got off that train. Look, okay. Individually, he's playing well. I don't think there's apart from maybe
he's
Dembele,
Mbappe.
I don't think there's
He's
a better
Mbappe.
attacking player in the world. But that's individually. He makes the team around him play so bad. Fuck. So bad.
Yeah.
How much does Dembele run? That's a good comparison I'd like to see.
Well, this season I think it's way more. It's way more. The entire PSG team runs like dogs. Runs like dogs.
Yeah.
So what does that say for his career? It's
You're right.
It's
so
damning.
do you want to go to your boys? Is it time to go to your boys? I feel like
Let's go to
we're
my
dancing
boys.
around.
I think last point on Mbappe, I think it's still a couple of years until we could really
Absolutely.
paint the fucking picture
Yes,
of
absolutely.
did he make the right
I'm
move.
just saying it would drastically hinder his
He
legacy.
should have went to Arsenal, guys. Like, it's simple.
If PSG win the Champions League this year, it looks really bad.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
even if they don't, like they already reached a higher level in the Champions League of Real Madrid.
Yeah.
If they reach the final, that's even worse on them. And if they fucking win it, man, fuck.
Yeah. Speaking of
Your boys.
PSG 5, Aston Villa 4. First, how worried were we there?
Shitting bricks. I will say.
Tell the story.
In layman's
of how you
terms.
watched
Okay,
it.
so I wasn't able to watch the second half, just the first half. So in the first half, we're up 2-0. Bird is flying, as Blake says.
Yeah.
And then Aston Villa score off a Pacho deflection where I saw my
Tough break on the
players.
lad. Tough break on the lad.
Tough break on the lad. I saw my players after that second goal kind of be a little too complacent. They were way too complacent after that second goal, thinking, yeah, we're in the semifinals now. Job is done. All this. When that first goal goes in, and I have to pause the stream to go to work, I'm worried. I'm worried. I seriously am worried. Even though we're 5-2 up, and they need 3 goals to tie it, I'm worried. When I come back, funny story, you can see like the stream length, right? The stream length is 3 fucking hours, right? And I'm paused on the 45-minute mark. I'm like, this game went to extra time and penalties, didn't it? I'm seriously worried. And this narrative is pushed and pushed and pushed. When Villa score their second goal, Villa score their third goal, I'm in shambles, lads. I am in shambles. I'm getting flashbacks from the RemoNADA days. I'm seriously getting flashbacks because I saw a team that were way too complacent. Way too complacent. It's like we were already qualified up until the 60th minute where we actually start playing a little bit better. But ultimately, at the end of the day, we are able to hang on.
Yeah.
And I think it's these types of performances where in previous years, we would have 100% gone out.
Right.
100% gone out. But this year, it's different. You have to have these games where you struggle, you play kind of bad, but you still overcome that and win. Prime example, Real Madrid in previous years.
Yeah.
And I hate to always bring it back to them, but in previous years, they've played like shit. Let's be honest. They've played like shit and they've won the tournament. You need these types of performances to win trophies, to overcome adversity and build confidence within the squad. The attitude I saw from PSG players after the game, there's a video of Dembele fully refusing his man of the match.
That, yeah.
Fully refusing his man of the
wasn't
match award.
happy. Yeah.
Because he wasn't happy with the result. Absolutely.
Says
I
a
love
lot.
that.
Says
I
a lot.
love that.
It's that bend, don't break, right? You bend, you give up the lead, you make it tighter than it should be. But at the end of the day,
100%.
when it's all said and done, you got the job done, and that's what matters. Yeah.
100%. But yeah, all in all, there's a little bit of worry going into the semifinal, but I don't think it should ring alarm bells too fast. I think we're still one of the best teams, if not the best team in 2025, bar Barca.
It's gonna be a crazy matchup, dude.
It will.
It's gonna be a great,
It's gonna be a
great tie.
in terms of
So
football.
Yeah.
I was talking about this with my friend. I don't think we have a Final Four, a better Final Four. We haven't had a better Final Four in,
Yeah.
dare I say, all time.
Like,
Lads, we're looking at 4 of the best 5 teams in the semifinals of the Champions League.
Yeah,
I'm excluding Liverpool. Well,
Yeah.
Arsenal, PSG, Barcelona, Inter are 4 of the best 5 teams this season, and they're all in the Champions League
Yes.
semifinals, and they're all from 4 different leagues.
that's what I was gonna say.
When have we last seen that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where four of the best 5 teams in the world are in the Champions League final.
And say your
Semifinal,
point.
sorry.
Yeah. Say your point that you said in the group chat about.
Oh yeah, the narrative.
Yeah.
If
I
like
didn't wanna steal it. I didn't wanna steal it,
Took me a
that's why.
second.
Yeah.
The narrative, if all 4 teams winning, is amazing.
Like, for each of them.
For each of them. There's not one team winning it where we'd be like, oh, that's kind of anticlimactic. Real Madrid winning it last year, we're kind of like, oh.
It sucked.
PSG could have won it. Dortmund could have won it.
Yeah.
Like that
We
would
all
have been
wanted it for
that would have been
Royce
amazing,
and-
right?
yeah,
That would have
yeah.
been an amazing narrative. Real Madrid winning it before getting Kylian Mbappe. It's been like, we don't get that at all with either of these teams. I'm cool with all 4 winning it. Little bit of bias against Arsenal sometimes, but I'm sorry, I can't get rid of that,
It's
Blake.
fair.
I'd be happy for you, but I can't.
I'm
get rid
here
of that.
watching tonight. Like, don't worry.
Yeah, okay.
Two of 4
okay.
teams have never won the Champions League.
I know.
There will be a team in the Champions League final that have never won the Champions League.
Yeah.
Yeah.
History is about to be made. For neutrals, this is the perfect scenario.
It is,
the
yeah.
perfect scenario.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You can't get much better than this.
Oh, yeah.
You cannot get much better than this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, Barca, you have like a couple of teenagers leading that team to glory. Inter Milan have had so much mediocrity over the past decade. We're not really used to seeing an Inter Milan team this good.
this
And we'll talk
consistent.
more about it when
Yeah.
we get to them. You have PSG looking amazing after losing their superstar, and you have Arsenal looking to complete the process. And if they do, that would be fucking historic, winning their first ever Champions League. It's amazing, dude.
Yeah.
One of you guys are going to the Champions League final. Let that sink in.
Stop, bro. I can't.
And you
bro. I
might
can't
kill each
think
other
about
before
it.
that happens.
I cannot think about
Bro,
it.
but
It's
can't
gonna
think about it.
suck for whoever doesn't make it, bro.
I know.
It's gonna suck so
Like-
hard.
I will be heartbroken.
Oh my god, Sam. Like,
I think I'm crying regardless. If we win, I'm crying. If we lose, I'm crying.
not same, bro.
I'm cooked.
I got you, bro.
I'm so excited. We have a 6-yard box derby in
Yeah,
the
I know.
semifinal.
6-yard classico, bro.
6-yard
Classico.
classico.
There's 2 players that I need to apologize
Yeah.
to in my team.
Mm-hmm.
The first one is Donnarumma, who I've gone on here and slandered his name.
Yes.
Rightfully so. I thought he wasn't the best player or the best goalkeeper in the world over the past few years, but this year, especially from that second leg of Liverpool onwards, he's been one of the best keepers in the world, and he has saved us in the most high pressure situations.
Facts.
He pulls out incredible saves. I'm thinking of that Rashford shot,
Yep.
which ultimately comes to nothing because they we'll get on to the shout outs. Ultimately, that save comes out to nothing because they actually score in the corner.
In the
that-
same,
that
same,
follows.
same
But
play, yeah.
incredible save. The Tielemans header,
Yes.
where he is
Both of those are
reaching.
Amazing.
for
I mean,
a full
I
reach.
thought that went in. I thought it was in.
The Marco Asensio 1-on-1,
Yeah.
where he gets a foot out.
yeah.
Yep.
He has saved us, and he is that goalkeeper that can make a high level save in a high level situation that I was talking shit about 1 month and a half ago. Thank you, Donnarumma, for saving us. I'm on your train. Second player to forgive.
Only took
Wait, let me-
4 years.
Who are you gonna say? Oh,
Second player to
wait.
forgive.
Is he Spanish?
He's Spanish.
Okay.
He's the third midfielder. It's Fabian Ruiz.
He's getting a jersey in the new studio.
Oh, the jersey's coming for sure.
Uh.
I think this season he's completely transformed his game, especially in the second half of the season. 2025 onwards, he really is that team player that makes the team play so much better. He always finds the right pass in the second half of the season. He's always found the right pass. He's never really lost the ball as much as he has before, where I was kind of shitting on him.
It's frustrating.
It was very frustrating at some point under even under Pochettino. Sometimes it was very, very frustrating. And at the beginning of Luis Enrique's tenure under PSG, it was kind of frustrating. But now it's different. He fits really well into that team. For the longest time, I thought Zaire Emery was supposed to be that third midfielder. Now I can say that Fabian Ruiz deserves that spot because he really glues well with João Neves and Vitinho.
Nice.
I apologize, Fabian Ruiz, for shitting on you for so long.
Although it was
It was more
worth
bit of a Xhaka narrative.
Yeah.
You know what I
Sure.
mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like slightly.
absolutely.
Yeah.
was that just an Antoine narrative or more of a PSG?
It was a
fan
PSG
narrative?
fan narrative.
Okay. Very shared.
Even the Donnarumma one, it was a PSG
Yeah.
fan narrative.
Oh
That's
yeah, Donnarumma one for sure. Also, he showed Emi Martinez levels in this tie.
I've been
He
saying
did.
for the longest time that Emi Martinez is so overrated, and once
Yes.
again, my ball knowledge is
Emi
proven right.
Martinez's second leg is good.
The first goal is crazy.
Okay, the first goal, yes, sorry.
But he's mistake
excluding
prone.
I'm sorry, yes. I completely forgot. Apart from the first
Yeah.
goal, He makes a
Guys,
good
he's
save.
so mistake prone. He's so
He is
mistake
mistake prone.
prone.
Yes, and
And
we
it-
don't talk about it because of Villa, bro.
Yeah,
If he was
exactly.
playing for like a Man City or like a bigger stage, then we would know.
And you know
about
what
this
too?
more.
He's mistake prone, but how many times have you like it's like gets through his hands, but he like reaches back and gets it on the line.
Yes.
That counts as a mistake too.
Yeah, it does.
He just
saves the
makes up
mistake,
for
yeah.
it. But he does that all the time.
yes.
Fuck Emmy, bro. God.
Hakimi Ballon d'Or.
Okay. What?
Both
you hear
are
what I said?
fucking. I think Nuno and Hakimi need
Hakimi
to
is
go up.
crazy. I mean, Hakimi's
They need to
fine.
share that Ballon d'Or together. They need to
God.
go up on stage and hold that Ballon d'Or
Right.
together, bro.
Hear me
Both of
out.
them.
Hakimi Ballon d'Or.
I'm gonna be honest.
I am on the fucking train.
Watching Hakimi has been eye-opening for me.
Give me a better right back in the world right now. You can't.
I
If
can't.
Carvajal
can't.
could finish top 3, was it top 3? I think top 3.
Yeah.
In Ballon d'Or rating, then fuck.
If PSG go
You gotta
on to
win
win
it,
the
though.
Champions
Yeah, you
League
gotta win it.
and then maybe do well in the Club World Cup too, because we all know that that's going to play a part in the Ballon d'Or voting, obviously.
Don't say that.
Even though
Don't
it's
say
disgusting,
that.
but
If that happens,
If-
Hakimi is top 2. I think Dembele would ultimately win it.
Scam
Yeah.
a 9th Ballon d'Or for Messi.
Oh
my god!
Inter Miami wins.
bro. Oh my
No,
god!
please no.
Oh my god! I'll be so.
Then the GOAT
mad.
debate's out. No, I'm kidding.
I think if PSG do win the Champions League and then do well in the Club World Cup, Dembele does end up winning it,
Yeah.
which would be amazing. I would love
Yeah.
to see that. But Hakimi this season has been the best right back in the world, bar none. Bar none. No question. I don't care. The way that he is so fast going forward, so fast going backward, insane. 20 goal contributions this season.
It's ridiculous.
It's insane.
And he can
It's
actually
nuts.
defend.
It's nuts. And he can actually defend.
Yeah.
But the way that he just flows so well with this team, he's not really conformed to a certain position. You see this guy at striker at times. You see this guy at left back. You see this guy on the other wing. It's insane. It's insane. And the game that he brings is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. The last time I've seen a right back with such impact on a game, I cannot tell you. I cannot tell. Dani Alves, fuck.
Yeah.
True.
I'm not comparing him to Dani Alves.
No, but
just to be clear.
The craziest part about this tie for me was watching it with English commentators who had clearly not been watching PSG this year. I'm talking about Rio Ferdinand mostly. And the way, bro, they are serenading at the sight of watching PSG. I heard a moan sometimes. Like
a
especially
Gary Neville
especially
kind
in
of
the first leg.
Oh.
I don't know the main commentator on TNT or CBS, whoever it was, but like literally like Doué would do his little like roulette, or like they put a couple passes together,
Yeah.
or that little exchange before the Nuno Mendes goal. Oh, that's the sound they would make. Oh,
Yeah. Like the sequence before the Nuno Mendes goal?
Yeah.
You mean
yes.
like when it starts from
in
behind?
transition,
And
yes,
then
in
drawn
your
down
own
it?
half.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Also, I get the vision.
Disgusting.
You get the vision?
I got the Neymar vision.
The Neymar vision?
Like the way he plays,
Bro,
I understand.
bro.
Like I was trying to, like from the little I've seen of him watching Liga, and like the couple times in Champions League, I've been trying to like, shy away and
Yeah.
not be too. No, he's like
No, he's special.
it's the way he
he's
controls the ball
reincarnated,
is
bro.
like
Yes. The composure, like
And
composure.
I saw a lot of people after the second leg when he comes on saying that he had a poor game. I disagree. Maybe he didn't have the best attacking game.
I don't think so.
played
either,
what,
yeah.
half an hour? He
he
came on
played it for half an hour. He came on for Bakura.
And I noticed him.
after Villa had scored their third.
Yeah.
After Villa had scored the third, I thought that it shouldn't have been Bakura coming off. I thought it should have been Kvaratskhelia, who kind of had a ghost game. But Doué comes on, doesn't have the best attacking performance. Obviously, 1 or 2 dribbles in there that are successful, wins a few free kicks. But the defensive work that he provided, I hadn't seen from a winger in such a long time. In such a long time for PSG. There's a good amount of times, maybe 2-3 amount of times, where Villa have the ball on their left flank, and Doué just comes right back and just fights for the ball and gets it. And gets it's night and day between Mbappe defending and now our attacking players actually defending. Especially Doué and Kvara. These guys are dogs. These guys will come back on defense. Luis Enrique's style of play is seriously engraved in their heads. Because it's not just about being free-flowing going forward. It's about that defensive work and how everybody is involved when it comes to that defensive work. Doué and Kvaratskhelia encapsulate that the best when it comes to attacking players.
Arsenal versus PSG. Who takes it, lads?
You know what I think is really in our favor? First of all, in the first leg, Thomas Partey is not playing.
Yeah, that's
That's true.
The fact that it's at the Emirates is even worse for you guys.
yeah. You could say that.
I probably want to be home like second leg.
You want to
Probably.
be home leg, second leg. History has proven that it's the better fixture. When they do the draws, they draw who's home and away first and second leg because it has an importance on the outcome.
It definitely
of
has
the
an
tie.
impact for sure.
I think in the first leg, it's gonna Party's gonna be a very big miss for you guys, and the fact that it's at the Emirates is gonna be even more of a negative on your side. If you missed the game in Paris, I don't think it's as bad. But he's missing the game at Emirates where you guys need to score goals because obviously I think you might score 1 or 2 in Paris, but if there's one leg where you want to do good, where you want to assure your dominance, it's at home.
I still think without Party we can do a job. I'm going in with confidence. I'm nervous, but I think I have to believe now. You don't get to a semifinals of the Champions League and not believe.
I trust Arsenal's attack versus PSG more than I trust PSG's attack versus Arsenal's defense. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Pacho, we know has had a fantastic year. Marquinhos is Marquinhos. I like that,
Sorry.
but still the
I thought he was
setup.
okay.
No.
Okay.
He's continue your point. I'll get to Marquinhos later.
This is not a knock on them as a duo, but more your setup, how you'll be attacking and could allow counters. I see defensive frailties in your system where goals can come. I'm talking mostly about Morgan Rogers' goal at the Parc des Princes. I thought that was a very you guys were split
first
open
one, right?
essentially.
100%,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And Arsenal could fucking do that to you. You saw them do that yesterday. So I think it's literally just going to come down to you sitting in your low block again, you guys getting your chances. Can you finish your chances or not? You're going to get great chances too. Believe me, I think they're going to be more in transition than it is for you. And it's literally who can finish their chances. And I trust you guys a little bit more too.
I hope so.
I'm having a hard time envisioning how we can get past that low block.
I do too.
And we honestly, for a lot of the tie against Real Madrid, we didn't even low block.
No, you didn't.
We didn't. In the second leg, at the end of the game.
But your game mostly revolves around.
But the game plan now, especially with it's similar, but it's
PSG's wing backs are going to be so fucking important in this tie.
Yeah.
Both going forward, they have to be the X factor in unlocking that Arsenal defense, and they have to be sufficient enough where they are not leaving Saka or Martinelli open.
Which is, again, an underrated aspect of Martinelli's game. Like Desiree Dewey, he's so good at tracking back. Such a great defensive asset.
True. And exploding going forward.
It's going to be a battle.
There will be chances where Arsenal are on the break, and I will be very worried. I think if you convert those chances, I think you guys should win.
Yeah.
It's going to be a battle. And you said the pressure is, I think the pressure is even, to be honest. Because at the end of the day, both teams need this. Both teams have needed this for a while.
Of course.
Both teams have never won it, and both teams are hungry for it.
0 Champions Leagues.
So if there was if there ever was a 50-50 split of
what are the actual odds?
I was going to mention this earlier, but Arsenal are now the favorites to win the UCL by the bookies, and also that Opta supercomputer.
And
They did 10,000 simulations. Arsenal won it 28% of the time.
Do you know who won it the least amount of times in accordance to those simulations?
You guys?
Barcelona.
Oh.
Barcelona are the least favorite
21%
to win the Champions League, which is insane.
It goes you, then Inter, then PSG, then Barca.
Guys.
But bright side though, for both of you,
Yeah.
if you don't win it, if you lose in the semis, you're both keeping your head up high and you're going, you know what? We'll be here next year.
go again.
Arsenal, we had injuries this year. Hopefully we'll be even better.
Yeah.
And we're going to make a bunch of signings in the summer.
Yeah.
PSG are
We're only up from here.
This is a young team.
Yeah, it's only
We're
up.
going to have 5 more
Yeah.
at least tries at this.
Yeah.
You know? We're fine.
Yeah.
So both of you guys, no matter how you do in the semis,
Yeah.
your big picture is much, much fucking brighter than
Yeah,
that.
that's fair.
Obviously, you play to win the fucking Champions League, and that's what you want to do. But even if you don't, it's not like a situation where you don't know when you'll be back.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a really good way to put it.
I was kind of sighing when he mentioned Marquinhos. First 15 minutes of that game, don't get me wrong, class everywhere.
Yeah.
Fucking a magnet to the ball.
Noticeable.
A magnet to the ball. From there on out, Once we score the second
was
goal,
losing the head
and
a little
the complacency starts setting in, I'm just gonna show you an example. Tell me why the fuck, in this situation, look at Marquinhos when the ball comes in for a cross. Okay, tell me why he back heels it to try to clear it. What is that? What is that? Tell me.
That is quite bad.
What is that?
That is quite bad.
And the fact that we almost conceded off of that, there's so many situations in that game where, by the way, I'm not knocking his first 15 minutes. I thought they were great.
Yeah.
Right. But there's 75 more minutes to fucking play. Right. Good math.
good math.
Good math. Okay. He's been clowning me on my math lately too.
Nah, cause what's what was it?
It was like we were calculating like budget.
What's 210 divided by 4?
No, we're not doing that.
Divided by 4.
No, what 220 divided by 4? What is it?
Good question. So, anyways, I'm not knocking the first 15 minutes of his game. No.
What is it? What is it, Blake?
55.
There you go.
Okay. Good.
You
Good
said
math.
64.
Did I? That's crazy.
That was decent math for me, eh?
That was good. That was good.
Yeah, thank you.
But the amount of times
You said 220?
beyond those 15
Okay,
minutes,
you're right.
the amount of times beyond those 15 minutes that where he either plays a pass into danger to like Vitinha,
Yeah.
who is like kind of swarmed by Aston Villa players, or makes a poor clearance, or that back heel is like a prime example of it.
You need to be more
He
sure.
is at the crime scene of a lot of PSG exits in the Champions League. And I'm afraid that he might be at the crime scene of, if we exit this year, he might be at the crime scene again. He's like that one player in our team where obviously he's a PSG legend, and obviously his legacy at the club is beyond exceptional. But next season, if we're looking at it from a footballing standpoint and from a how can we get even better next season, I think the position to target is Marquinhos.
Center back.
I
Right
think so.
center back.
I think so. And it pains me to say it because the things that he has brought to this club,
Been there forever.
he's been there forever.
Yeah.
And he's been up through the ups and downs. He deserves that captain armband, but I think there's a severe
Fair.
lack of quality in the big moments that needs to be outlined.
Super fair.
Valid. And those little frailties is what makes me worried for Arsenal.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. It'll be
It'll be interesting for sure.
Yeah.
Interesting for
And
sure.
we probably still have another pod to preview this, so I think we should go to.
Oh, do we?
Yeah.
Well, it's in
True.
it's in 2 weeks.
It's true. So are you guys gonna ghost on the group chat during this game?
That's a good question. I
We-
haven't thought
'Cause
of my
at
I
first-
haven't thought of my availability that day.
Because a week ago we were saying, yeah, let's watch the first
No,
leg together.
I don't
Now
want
you guys
to.
are backing
No
out.
shot.
I don't
No
want
shot,
to.
like, no shot,
I don't
like-
want to.
No, like this. Do you
I'll watch it
realize
with you.
what this can do?
I went to an Arsenal bar.
Yeah.
to
In a
watch
meaningless
Arsenal.
game that didn't matter.
Of course, it always matters. It's pride.
Do you
Yeah,
know what
this
it would
is-
do to our friendship?
Yeah.
It would be very dangerous.
Yeah, I don't.
Very dangerous. In the heat of the moment, some words would be said.
I'm
that-
probably gonna go to an Arsenal bar to watch it. Probably.
Fair.
My cousin. We'll see.
That's valid, actually.
But
that's the place.
I'm down to watch it with you though.
That's the place you want to be at. To be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This place you want to be to get smashed.
Like I said said this on the pod or on the group chat. Like genuinely, best of luck. Like,
Yeah.
if it's not me, it would hurt. If it's not us, it would hurt. But would rather it be you.
Don't get wholesome on me, guys.
No, I agree. 100%. I think I'm rooting for you guys if you beat us.
Yeah, I agree. But we should go to the other two.
We should go to the
Yes,
other two.
mainly.
We're an hour in.
Yeah.
Mainly
The most interesting tie in the quarterfinals.
Inter Bayern.
Inter Bayern.
Inter Bayern.
Which I'm just like I feel from a
okay.
podcast standpoint,
There's definitely not as much to say.
and I feel bad because like I should have.
Well,
been
we
more,
were naturally locked in.
and it's like sometimes you got to take a back seat. Like the love for the game comes first. The love for my team
Right.
comes first.
Not to say that there isn't stuff to talk about.
Oh yeah.
In this Inter Bayern tie. Inter narrowly winning it 4-3. Although I have to say, even when Bayern were going for the winner at the end of this tie, I was never really feeling that it was in doubt for Inter.
Where were you?
I have to they're
In the last 10 minutes of that game, I thought that Bayern could have snatched it.
even after Dyer scored that header, I was like, I still think they got it in the bag, honestly.
Over the two legs, it was dominant from Inter, regardless.
They actually created less XG, I saw.
Really?
Yes, they did.
But in terms of like controlling the game and,
Oh, yeah.
and pacing the game how they
Bayern
wanted
played
to go.
Inter's game.
Yes.
100%. 100%. I want to give love to Lautaro Martinez.
I was
Yes.
gonna say that.
One of the best strikers on the planet. We've been knowing this. Gonna be high in the Ballon d'Or rankings
I was gonna say
again.
he could
Yeah.
actually win the Ballon
He
d'Or.
could actually
He
win
could
Ballon
actually
d'Or.
win the Ballon d'Or.
And remember the narrative that he was like shit. Do you guys remember that narrative? Because I certainly do.
The 2022 World Cup?
Yes.
Yeah.
Before he like went on this, before he proved it. And now he's proving it. But there was a narrative when a lot of fans were not convinced by his game.
Yeah.
Couldn't finish, didn't really do the things that a striker should do properly, especially with Messi, blah, 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 blah.
How old is he now? He is
Like, he's 26?
27.
Okay.
27.
That's Mbappe's age.
He's a dog. He's a fucking dog.
Mm-hmm.
He is so good. And I love those stories where someone proves the doubters wrong. He's
100%.
proving the
100%.
doubters wrong.
You look at last season, the first 6 months of that season, I think he's the best player one of the best players in the world.
Facts.
He is insane. And then obviously the second half of the season isn't the best, and Inter kind of go crashing out of the Champions League. And but after that, he has an impeccable Copa America. And this season, don't lie,
No, I know.
top scorer in
I'm
Copa
just-
America,
I'm
probably
just
the best player there.
Canada, that's why.
Yeah, fair. And then on the back of that, this season has an incredible season as well.
Yeah.
Lautaro Martinez is now just one goal off the record for most goals scored by an Inter player in a single UCL campaign.
Yeah.
Crazy.
The top three is him, Samuel Eto'o, and Hernan Crespo. That is elite company.
Are those guys good? You tell me. Are they good players? Yeah, they fucking are.
I think they're pretty decent.
Again, there should be that. I was talking last week, the before new format and after new format kind of stats. You know what I mean? Like he has 8 goals this season, but there's been
Just let the narrative
of
slide.
course
Just let
but
the narrative slide.
There's that asterisk there. I
course.
think Lautaro Martinez now is I think he's an Inter Milan legend. Straight up.
Wow.
I think he is. I think the things that he has provided for this club.
Yeah.
He's a captain now. He's on kind of that. I'm not going to compare it to Zanetti in terms of importance, but he's on that trajectory.
He's their top scorer in Champions League history.
Yeah.
He locked that up in January.
That's crazy.
Yeah, when you think of all the legends that have played for Inter Milan, all the fantastic strikers, you think of Crespo, you think of Samuel Eto'o, you think of Zlatan Ibrahimovic, you think of all these fantastic names, R9 Ronaldo. And Lautaro Martinez has more goals in the Champions League.
Low-key
than all of
bigger
those guys.
legend than Zlatan at Inter.
Yeah,
That's fair.
Stuff.
That's
yeah,
fair.
that stuff.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like, in terms of like legacy players that have
have
worn
been
the
there.
Inter
Yeah.
shirt,
That's
that
fair.
have played for the Nerazzurri.
Is it?
The Nerazzurri. Yeah.
Shout out Çalhanoğlu, man. My
Shout
boy.
out Çalhanoğlu.
Definitely not underrated.
Shout out
Now that I look back
Mkhitaryan.
at it.
Wow.
Definitely not underrated.
All these guys that we thought were
Could have said the whole
old
Serie A.
news.
Any Serie A player we could have put in the underrated.
Shout out the entire team. Shout out Bastoni. Shout out Barella.
Yeah.
Does he come off injured that game? I remember
Don't know.
he was injured for quite
Big
a
Arnautovic is on this team, eh?
I think he got a yellow card for chirping on the bench.
Oh, he
That's
doesn't. He doesn't
crazy.
come off injured. Okay. Yeah. No.
Guys, that's actually crazy. Big Arnautovic, eh?
Big Arnautovic could be a Champions League winner,
yeah.
guys.
Same with Darmian.
Same with Matteo Darmian, who almost scored, actually.
Yeah.
Also, I do want to say before we moved on from PSG, but shout out Rashford because genuinely,
Lads, what does he have? What does he have against us?
bro,
Seriously.
no, but he actually looks like that's funny as fuck.
fuck
You're
does he have
right.
against us?
He actually looks like in those 2 legs, he looks like normal Rashford, like normal
More
scary
the second
Rashford.
second
leg.
leg.
More the
Second
second
leg.
leg than first
Fair.
leg.
In the first leg, he kind of quiet.
Yeah.
But
In the second leg, yeah.
Bro, we heard the Europa League anthem, man.
No,
I'm
this-
telling you. We heard the Europa League anthem and decided, oh,
I just love
Yeah.
United players doing better at other teams.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
man.
everywhere now. Lads, how
It's
many
fucking
how many
everywhere.
ex-United players that have gone loaned out to another club have balled against PSG? Sancho last year, Rashford this year. Lads, we can never catch a break.
Yeah.
for real, man.
But I do want to give flowers to Bayern, who amidst all their injuries this year and their new coach, I think have put up a fair fight against.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Not many people, including myself, were tipping them to even get to the stage of the competition. I thought for sure, in terms of quality, Bayer Leverkusen, we're gonna beat them.
Yeah.
I thought their tactics were
Yeah.
better for a long time this season. I thought Bayern didn't really have. I don't want to say tacticless, but I don't want to say they were tacticless, but didn't really have like an identity around their game. It was
Yeah.
kind of just feed Kane, let Olise do his thing.
Yeah.
Freaking
But
Miguel,
towards
man.
the second half of the season, I kind
I still really
start seeing it.
I still really think that this system is all wrong. If they had like a better coach, they could do amazing things with this group of players.
of obviously I'm not sold on company either.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm not sold on company.
But like they are in a really weird spot. Like they're arguably not even the best team in the Bundesliga, and I
Well-
don't think they're anywhere near UCL aspirations. So for Bayern standards, that's like purgatory, bro.
Well, this season they are the best team.
They're gonna win the Bundesliga.
They're gonna
I
win.
know they're gonna win the Bundesliga, but
Yeah.
I'm saying like, do they have like, are they like actually like? It's a weird
The
way to
best
say
playing
it.
team.
Probably not.
Like pound for pound, like you think of the best.
They've
team in
had
Germany.
some really poor performances this season.
Yes,
like some
absolutely.
performances that don't make you think of them as a title winning
100%.
team.
Yes,
Absolutely.
They almost lost against Celtic.
Absolutely, exactly.
Yes,
So by that valuation, I totally understand what you're saying.
that's what I'm saying.
But one thing with Bayern is that they always, whenever they get eliminated, they always get eliminated with their weapons in hand. They always put down. They always fight. They always
That's a good
fight.
way to put it, actually.
They
Yeah.
never. The last time I remember Bayern getting eliminated, where they didn't really have a good performance, maybe against Villarreal when Unai Emery reached the semifinal. But even then, it was like a late goal. I remember from Villarreal against PSG in 2021. They put up a big fight after losing the first leg. Last year against Real Madrid, they put up a big fight. Almost knocked them out of the semifinals to reach the finals. But this is a team that you cannot write off their Champions League legacy. In Europe, these guys will always be there, and they will always put up a fight. If your team is playing against Bayern and on paper are miles better than Bayern, even then you know that it won't be an easy game.
Facts.
And I'm gonna be honest that we can go to the other tie, but they kind of don't need this Champions League. Like they don't. Like from a footballing and club standpoint, I get it when their last one was 21?
2020.
2020. It's 5 years ago, but they
You'd like
haven't.
to see Kane win it.
No, I want Kane to win the league. I actually do want him to get a title.
Yeah, and he will.
And he will. I want him to get his trophy. But at the end of the day, like, it's not this. The thing around Bayern hasn't been this, oh my God, if we're not in it every 3 years, like, it's over. Like, we need to. They're a big team, they always are, but they're never like, they're not always favorites to win it. So I think the fact that, it's not like it's a transition year, but the fact that it hasn't all come together this season doesn't.
It kind of is a transition year, I want to say.
That's what I mean.
Like, it's a new coach, a new system, new everything.
It's not the end of the world that they didn't win it this season. It's not the sky is falling. It's not company out, in my opinion. Next season, if it's still the same, they make it to the quarters
Yeah.
again, but don't make any big steps, then sure, then we can talk. But
Yeah.
I don't think it's the sky is falling for Bayern right now.
I don't think Bayern. I mean, I don't really know what the Bayern fan sentiment is right now.
Yeah, I actually have a Bayern fan. I could ask
Yeah.
him that.
But no, I don't think it's the end of the
Yeah,
world.
agreed.
Yeah. Not much else to say about this.
We can go to your guys' favorite team in La
We
Liga.
They are.
I know they are.
They absolutely.
Oh,
are.
I know they are.
Why do you know that?
I just know.
Because we glaze them? Is that?
You guys love to
We
glaze
give
Barca.
credit where it's due.
We give
appreciate
credit where credit
greatness.
is due, and
That's-
we will
that's
not
why.
give credit to this Barcelona team
I
in the
also
second leg at all.
do like Real Madrid a little bit more than Barcelona.
Really? Oh, that's
Grow-
cool. That's-
'cause growing- 'cause
you know what
growing
that is?
up-
That's
Ronaldo.
glory hunting at its
Yeah, it is glory hunting.
finest.
Not glory hunting. I felt.
Papa Bencourt vibes.
No. I felt apathetic.
Your favorite team in Spain
Chill.
is the best team of all time,
Chill.
and your favorite team in England is the best English team of all time.
Yeah.
What does that say?
I'm not saying, bro. I don't really like.
Liverpool
Real
might be
Madrid.
coming for that title soon. Yeah.
I don't really like Real Madrid, bro. I'm just saying.
Who's your favorite team in Italy?
I'm not cheering. I'm not cheering for Real
Juventus,
Madrid.
perhaps?
You bet. For sure.
What about
Portugal?
Portugal? Benfica?
Oh.
What about in France?
Dare I say PSG?
I just don't
For
really
chance?
have a team.
And perchance.
And
Don't really have a team
Germany?
in it. Dortmund.
Interesting.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm not a fan of either team. Like if Real Madrid and Barcelona are playing each other, I'm not cheering for Real Madrid. I'm hoping for a good football match from a neutral's point of view.
Okay.
I'm just saying like
You want Yamal to score.
Yeah.
From a neutral point of view.
You guys glaze the fuck out of him so much. It's okay though.
deservedly so.
He's class.
I'm appreciating greatness. All right.
Yeah, he's
and I
fine.
have much enjoyed watching Barca this year than Real Madrid.
Fair.
100%.
Fair.
I was about to say, before you guys rudely interrupted me with some slander, I back Inter to beat Barcelona in the semifinals.
Yep.
What? Really?
I do.
Wow.
You do back or
I
you
do.
backed?
No, he's
No,
back.
no, I'm backing. I'm
Yeah,
backing
so
Inter.
am I.
I'm backing Inter.
Me and
to
Nap
beat-
since the
to beat
start, by
Barca.
the way. Me and Nap since the start.
I have recently hopped on the Inter train. You know what? You know
did.
what? Hey, you know what? We should get Naps in on an episode.
We should. We
Maybe
absolutely
next
should.
week. Next week, perhaps.
Next week's
I would like some
Perchance?
some deeper analysis on Italian
100%.
football.
Sure.
Yeah.
I certainly ain't watching.
We have also not heard from him since Malta got fired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only on text a couple times, but
Well, what you got against Naps, bro?
I have nothing against Naps. I'm talking about the Mata got fired.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna spend a segment on that.
yeah, like
Like, come on. Come on.
Shout out.
We
you
got a
both,
product to
too.
put out here. Like, come on, like it's
This Champions League game going on. This guy wants to talk about you.
But sure, he can come on.
He knows a lot about Inter too.
I never said anything.
He's a very
about,
knowledgeable.
I just said
when
the
it comes.
Monta
He's very
thing.
knowledgeable.
He's
when
gonna
it
put
comes
his
to
dick
Italian
on the
football.
table and tell you exactly why Inter is gonna beat Barca.
That's actually saying. That is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that you looked at me. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That right there was
But
good.
casual.
Did you hear the same thing I did? Like,
I did though.
Okay.
Yeah. It is
Ca-
the same though. But sorry.
Anyway,
Casual take on the semifinal from me
Yeah.
is I think Barca is going to struggle at the San Siro, and I think that Inter's defense is going to really nullify Barcelona.
Is Mr. Bastoni? Is he like number 1 in the world?
yes.
Is that what we're saying?
Yes. Yes.
Best center back in the world.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I
yes,
think you have to say
yes,
that.
Yes.
Verge,
I don't think.
Saliba.
I think no. There's a stat.
Not Gabriel.
I don't think he's been dribbled past more than twice in the entire Champions League campaign.
gross.
I think that's the stat I saw. Incredible.
He's-
This Inter
It's because
team-
he's in the midfield when they get.
Yeah, that's a good-
He's not even there. He's not even there.
Hey, Mbappe hasn't been dribbled past once either. Fuck. What was I gonna say? This Inter team, I think, is the hardest possible team for Barcelona. The way that they are built, the way that they are structured, it is going to be extremely tough for Barcelona. Anyone that thinks Barcelona is going to cruise past this Inter team is a fool. Straight up. And hasn't watched Italian
Put
football.
your dick on the table and
and-
say it, bro.
and Inter play this season. They haven't watched it. Wow. Fuck you.
No, I was
for him.
recreating. Like if it was mine.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
These ties are gonna be great. Like I'm so excited to watch. And now it'll be on different days, right? So we can watch.
Yeah.
I just hope ours is second because
I think ours on the second week is on the Wednesday. So we're good.
on the
So we'll know who is in the final when we play our second leg.
I'm not watching. I actually might not watch, guys. I can't do it.
You know, my dad once did that. Like, this is crazy. Like, I do not condone
Yeah.
anyone do this. In the World Cup final in 2018, he couldn't take it. He went upstairs.
That's crazy. I know those ones though.
I had that before. Yeah.
You know what's crazy? Like in the penalty shootout against fucking who do we play in the round of 16 last year in the Champions League? Some Portuguese team. Porto?
So you played. Yeah, you played Porto.
Porto.
I couldn't watch it. Like I listened to it, but I couldn't.
Was
watch
it the
it.
penalties?
I was-
It was when it went to penalties?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had that when I was 10 in the 2014 World Cup when
Horrible Portugal World Cup. by the way. Oh
when
my
Portugal
goodness.
were losing to the US.
Yeah.
And we had already lost 4-0 to Germany. And if we had lost that game, like it was over. Like we thankfully got the draw, which made it still pretty tough. Yeah. I think we beat Cameroon the next game, but still didn't go through. But yeah, that was
Yeah.
10-year-old Julian could not take it.
Guys, I think I would sacrifice the Leafs getting swept in round 1 in a series that they should win, that they're favored to
You
win.
just said that you'd rather at least.
What's the
win.
percentage odds there? Of
They're-
you making an extra 200.
The Leafs are minus like 115 or 120.
Ah, fuck. That's
But-
almost pick 'em, man.
I would sacrifice the Leafs.
But I don't
In a
get,
series.
I don't get that because we clinched the Atlantic Division,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So does that mean we're first seed in our division?
Yeah.
That should mean that we're playing the worst team in the
Well,
division.
we're playing the
That made
second
it.
worst team. It's this. I'm not explaining the seedings on the. I can.
I know there's
explain
like
to
a
you
wild
after.
card. Montreal just made it in the
But
yesterday,
yeah.
but like
So technically, we're the second best team in the East. So we play the
so we're
second.
playing the second worst
No, yeah, the second worst.
out
which
of
is
how many?
8. What? 2. I'll explain to you after. But we're playing Ottawa.
What is
who-
hockey talk right now?
I know. The point being, we're playing Ottawa. We should win, but it's scary.
So
because
just because of hockey is just such a close game that even when it's like a first,
it's just the Atlantic
seven
Division.
seed
It's just the
situation,
Eastern Division is crazy. It's always really competitive.
I see.
You were saying.
I would sacrifice a sweep in a series that we should win if Arsenal win the Champions League.
Okay.
I would make that trade off in a heartbeat. That's how you know when I say I want one more. I do because I can tell, but it's not. It's 199.
Okay.
It's 199.9. Honestly.
Okay. With Dortmund Barca?
There's a slimmer of hope there for Dortmund for a little bit. Grassi got his hat trick. They
Yeah.
went 2-0 up at one point. The
Yeah.
fans were really getting riled up. You're like, oh my goodness. And then
I feel bad when like
it's kind of over.
players
biggest-
put a performance like that and they get the man of the match and they just fucking lost.
Yeah.
Sucks. Yeah, genuinely, bro.
The
Same
big-
thing with Dembele,
Dembele, yeah.
yesterday.
Dembele
You
was
saw that
happy.
video?
That's different though. Because
What?
they went through.
Well, he went through,
But
yeah,
did
but
you see the picture?
I did, yeah.
He looks even more mad than Girassi.
No, I know, but I
there's
don't
a video.
feel. I
There's a
don't
video
feel
of
bad for him.
Dembele. I don't know if like there's a video of Dembele leaving the pitch.
Yeah, and
the guy
Yeah, I
that
was talking about
is
that,
like
yeah.
waving
Yeah.
him away.
Yeah.
But that's mentality, bro. That's
No, it's
job
good.
not
But I don't
finished.
feel bad for Dembele. I feel bad for Guirassy.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
I think the highest scoring African of all time in the Champions League. And he's had one season.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Is that actually a stat?
Over Didier
The
Drogba.
highest
Over
scoring
DDA, man?
African of all time.
Either the
Over-
highest scoring.
over Drogba, over Eto.
Like in a season, probably.
Oh, in a
Probably
season.
in a
Okay.
season.
I was gonna say.
Again, I do have to come back. to that.
Fuck's sake.
Before new format, after
Highest
new format.
You're such a
different
little
stats. I don't care. I don't care.
poo-poo
No, you're not gonna take away from what
Africans,
greats have accomplished before in the old format just because
You know
this
what?
format.
And when somebody passes
He has
Ronaldo's
13
record,
goals.
I will be on that
Thank
train.
you.
with
Yes, 13. And
but-
Ronaldo's record is 16?
Yes, Salah is the best with 45 goals in the Champions League. I don't think Guirassy is quite there.
Yeah, definitely not.
Oh, I think in a season. In a season. What's Ronaldo's? Oh, never mind.
17?
Oh, in a season, I think it's 17. In
Guys, that's actually crazy.
yeah,
Yeah, it's insane.
What
In
a
the old
player, man.
format, in the old
Almost like
format.
he's the second best player of all time.
And
That's crazy.
almost all those goals come in like actual big games, like quarterfinals, semifinals, finals.
None of this like group stage shit. Extra 2 games.
For real. Unbelievable.
I'm kidding.
The biggest thing that gave hope to Dortmund was Pedri not playing. And Barcelona with and without Pedri, it's night and day.
Oh, I didn't know he wasn't playing.
That's really, really
Why-
that's
it hurt?
No, just benched. I think Flick and Barca kind of also knew that they were into the semifinal, which kind of this week, if this week proved anything, is that no tie is done after the first leg. But yeah, they missed Pedri a lot, and another player that they missed a lot and that is actually injured is Balde. They played Gerard Martin instead of him. And you know how Barca like to play their offside traps
Yeah.
and they always catch everyone offside? There was a severe issue with Gerard Martin's alignment and chemistry
like a
with
disconnect?
the back line. Yeah. And that could be very worrying against Inter, who like to play on the counter and who like to if Dumfries and DiMarco just bomb up and Gerard Martin isn't aligned well.
work.
It could definitely work. I don't know when Balde's back, but it seems to be like it's going to be a big miss for them.
Yeah. Guys, I'm going to be honest. Like, Dortmund had no business being in the semifinals.
Yeah, they're having an awful season.
Like,
But it's
kudos to them.
100%. It's almost like that. It's almost like Bayern. Their European legacy is great.
Yeah.
You can't write it off.
Agreed.
You
They're
can't
always
write
in
it
there.
off.
Always in there. But, like, you look at the squad.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, you look at the lineup that they
absolutely.
put up in the second leg. Of course, they won the game. But, like, they have no business being in
100%.
in the semis.
100%. The yellow wall is definitely a big catalyst in their.
Absolutely. And you can't take that away from them. And that's the way but yeah.
yeah, man.
You know this guy?
Julian Duranville, of course.
Julian Duranville, FM legend.
Yep.
Career mode legend, perhaps.
Julian who?
Duranville.
Duranville? Somerville and Duran?
This guy
baby.
came on against Barcelona and started toying with Gerard Martin.
Let me see. Julian Duranville.
Does he? I pulled out the log, the paper, and I looked at all the players in Leonard's Little Boys. There was a gap missing there.
I love how he's 18.
I wrote his name, and I went up to him and I was like, "Sir, what the fuck?"
No, you know how you think like sometimes a young player and he's like 21. It's like, oh, he's young, but he's like, but like 18 and you're like, that's a
Should've
lot
worded
of
that a little
I know.
differently. Because what the fuck was that?
No, but
Lad.
Wait till he finds Yamal's age.
you know what I mean? Like it's like he has so much room to grow.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
So much.
So much room to grow.
Jesus, man.
Thanks, Blake.
No, but you know what I mean?
Thinking.
I know what you mean.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, Duranville, a part of Leonard's Little Boys.
there you go.
Signed, sealed.
Shout out to the NSL as well. Started up yesterday.
Yeah.
Genuine shout out. That's cool.
Yeah,
Big,
it is
big,
really
cool.
cool.
Big shout out.
I didn't know
Very cool.
the crowds are packing like that.
I know.
Were they? Was it locked?
Yeah.
Nice.
It was long.
Amazing. That's like genuinely awesome.
The
AC
production they
Toronto-
have too.
And I'm
They
gonna
have
be,
great production.
I'm gonna be honest. Like, this is not the women's sport podcast, but genuinely, the turn it's taking for throughout all sports is like
100%,
fantastic. Like
100%.
people like my dad is like a Paige Becker's truther or like a Caitlin Clark truther. Like I just love that. Like it's just
Paige
The amount
Becker-
of attention that the WNBA draft got
it's
to.
fantastic,
Incredible.
bro. It's
Incredible.
amazing.
I think Paige Beckers looks like Serena. Do you see it?
Not kind of, but
A
not
little
really.
bit.
I see it a little bit like in
Tiny
the,
bit.
like a
Tiny bit, yeah.
Just a smidge.
Just
She's a baddie though. Can't lie.
Paige Beckers.
Yeah.
Baller.
And a baller.
yes.
And a
Did
baller.
you see that someone tweeted out? Remember this name, Paige Becker? She was in 6th grade.
Damn.
That's amazing.
She tweeted that out saying like, think Diana Taurasi.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Are y'all familiar with Sedona? You know who that
Sedona
is?
Prince.
Yeah.
I saw
Fuck
that.
her.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
I can explain after. She's just a shitty person.
Who is?
Uh,
Don't tell me it's a wrestler.
No. It's a.
Okay.
It's a.
It's a women's basketball player.
Yeah, women's basketball player. She didn't get drafted. Thank God. She's like just a terrible person. But WrestleMania weekend.
Oh my god.
Leafs playoff weekend.
More importantly,
We have to. I think we should end off where we're almost. It's one of the longer podcasts, but it deserved to be.
Yeah.
But I think we should end off with
My team in shambles.
just quickly, like
just quickly.
And then so
you guys just suck so much.
day of recording, it is 2.5 hours until United kick off with Leon, and whatever happens today, it will probably erase the significance of what happened on Sunday when we got smashed 4-1 at Newcastle. But I still want to talk about it. Not that it is of utmost importance, because at the end of the day, it is in the Premier League and it doesn't change the outlook whatsoever on this Premier League season for United. Speak up if you disagree. Okay. But what are you mouthing, bro?
Make a
Let's
save.
make a save.
Oh
Okay.
nah.
Okay.
Make a
He's-
save.
we could-
oh
Captain
nah.
too.
We could
Make a
also
save.
we could also
Make a save. Sorry.
we could also talk about last week's leg against Leon, because we did not
Onana didn't make a save.
touch on that. Onana did not make a blood clot save.
Blood clot save.
Look, we were decent in the first half against Newcastle. I watched it back right before we started recording.
Shut up.
I watched.
You lost 4-1.
No, we looked decent in the first half. We had some decent moments. It was
Decent
1-1
FC.
going
Looked
into
decent
halftime, but then second half we
Decent
fucking
FC.
capitulated, bro.
Decent FC.
Me and Blake
Moments
were
FC.
working at the time.
Good moments FC.
But I
Good
just see
players
the
go on
score
loan,
and I'm
I've seen.
heartbroken, man.
Good players will go on loan and
Poor
ball out
Julian.
next
He's
week.
about to talk about his seat. We're just shitting on him. I'm so sorry.
Binder looked horrendous. Have
Binder FC.
you've seen the mistake?
No.
Oh,
Yeah, no, it was bad. It was bad.
It was.
It
You could
was
say it's
bad.
Onana-esque.
Oh, it's very Onana. Yes,
Onana.
very Onana.
Onana's
Binder.
Onana is gonna play tonight,
Yes.
and whatever happens, the situation is almost looking unsavable. Just like his performance.
Wait.
Big Leon win tonight. Just
And
Just to
bingo
spoil.
card is still on.
Huh?
Bingo card is still on.
bingo card is still on for Lyon.
Yeah.
Leon win
And-
the Europa League.
Yeah,
Well,
it
that's-
is still on.
That's kind of what I was talking about.
Okay. Yeah. Ryan Shirky, big performance.
I
upcoming.
still maintain that I think United will go through. It's at Old Trafford tonight, and I think the players will lock in just enough to get it over the line.
Oh my god! Like if Onana makes another mistake tonight, like I'm just begging.
I can
for
see it
him.
happening.
I'm
Bro.
just.
I can see it happening.
It's all I want.
You know what? I'm apathetic. Whatever fucking happens, if Leon beat us, yeah, I'll be mad for a little bit, but it is what it fucking is.
I'm a Lyon
All right.
fan tonight. I'm a Lyon fan tonight.
Like I would
For
rather.
French football this year could be generational.
I would almost rather Leon win, but Onana makes a mistake still.
Okay.
You know what I'm
What?
saying?
Like you want United to win?
You mean United wins, but Onana makes a mistake?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay.
Like I'd almost rather that happen than they lose.
Okay, so
altogether.
you're a fucking dickhead.
Yeah, it's just hilarious, bro. He's
No,
just
after
funny.
he opens his mouth and does that in the first
I know.
leg, I want that to happen too.
I know. I'm just telling you, like, not to say that mental health doesn't matter, but if he pulls a mental health card, like I don't know, man. Like I just
My mental health would be shocked too if that happened.
All of ours would be. Let's be honest.
and I can see it happening, and maybe it's maybe
look-
it's another small bone situation. Like I don't know. Maybe I should just stop talking. But
Because look, you see this a lot with UFC fighters. You have to think that you're the best to be at a top level, to be Manchester United keeper, to have the confidence to be Manchester United keeper. Just like you have to be borderline delusional to make it into the top of the rankings in the UFC. You have to think genuinely, even
Okay,
if nobody
maniac.
else does, that you are the best in your position, in your weight class, whatever it may be. Onana genuinely thinks that. I'll tell you that for a fact. Because he has to think that. Just like the way Kyle Walker currently thinks that he's the best right back in the world. Just like all these players have these delusions. Why? Because they're the best, whatever. Same reason Ronaldo still thinks he should be starting for Portugal.
Okay.
Delusion. But that's what it is. When that delusion breaks, when there's nothing else, no other narrative to go through besides, I might not be as good as I say I am, that's a legit existential fucking crisis. And when you actually think about it, like this goes for the UFC, you have to be thinking about, like there's 15, 30 guys thinking that they are the best in the world. There's only one that can actually be. There is however many keepers that have to be thinking that they're the best in the world, but there can only be one. right? The rest will have to face the facts one day that they are not actually as good as they think they are. Onana is facing that right now, and like
Should have faced it much sooner.
say what you fucking want, man, but like that's tough to go through.
Yeah.
So he did talk like a fucking idiot before the game, but that just might be the way that he has to let himself know that he is actually
Right.
get himself in the
I understand
headspace.
what
But then back it up. Back it up.
Then don't be shit.
course.
Like,
Of course.
But he might just be shit, guys.
Oh, he might just be shit.
Yeah.
He might just be shit.
Yeah.
And you know what? I would be having, maybe I wouldn't project it as much, but if I was the best keeper on a side that made it all the way to the UCL final, and if United splashed all that cash on me, then I would be having a little bit of that delusion as well.
Imagine
I'm
they
the
beat
best
City,
keeper.
man.
yeah.
If they got rid of David De Gea to bring me in, then I'd be doing that.
True.
Let's talk about that decision too. We were talking a little bit about somebody at Fan First about that decision to let David De Gea go to bring in Onana. I think we're looking at De Gea a little bit rose tinted glasses. I do think he had to go after Ten Hag's first year, but the decision to bring in Onana is looking like a worse and worse decision by the day. But with all of United's issues, does he go this summer?
I think you need.
has to,
I
but he
think you
won't.
need a
He
new
has to, but he
keeper
won't.
next season.
But I don't want to spend another 50
Doesn't
mil
matter.
to
Doesn't matter.
It's so-
to
Doesn't matter.
replace
Then,
him.
then
Could that
content
be
yourself
100
with,
mil
then
on
content
keepers in
yourself
2
with
years,
regular
bro?
stinkers and mediocrity.
Yeah. Also, like, I just don't care. I don't care. Like, if you guys, you're gonna be shit. There's so many more problems at your team that, like, at the end of the day, I kind of understand what you're saying. It's not the goalkeeper. It's the goalkeeper one is magnified in tournaments like this. But it's not like it's always the goalkeeper. There's a lot more issues to this team.
Yeah.
So you're kind of right. When I always shit on him and you tell me it's not just him, there's bigger issues.
Yeah.
You're kind of right. It's not, it is a big issue, but it's not the one that you probably need to address first thing in the offseason.
Onana himself has maybe led to us conceding 5 to 8 more goals than we should, purely off of his mistakes.
It's probably more than that. It's probably like
maybe push
12 or 15.
it. Okay.
That's crazy.
But I would say because of our poor system under both managers, our defensive frailties, and our horrendous setup, that has led to
Agreed.
25, 30 more goals that we
Agreed.
should be conceding.
Fair.
We still concede way more than any other team, or way more than we should be conceding. Onana adds a couple more. He's like the cherry on top. But
Yeah.
if we bring in a world-class keeper, giving like 2015 David De Gea level performances, but we still have a shit team in front of him, was it really the right decision to spend that money on replacing Onana? Was it really the right decision then? If he says he wants to go and he has to go, whatever. Like, I don't want to spend big on it to bring in a keeper. Like, I need somebody there that can be a keeper, whatever. I'm way more concerned about the players in front of Onana. I'm way more concerned about the fucking striker up top because Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Like last week against Leon, the rest of the team I was actually okay with, but it was the striker at top and the keeper at the bottom that just fucking, oh my God.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was shit sandwich.
It was bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Quickly, unless you have anything else to say, but quickly, give me a score prediction.
For today,
Yeah.
I think we win 2-1.
I'd take that with not on a mistake. I'm not a mistake, and they win 2-1.
I
I'm
think Leo
fine.
went 2-1.
Okay. I just hope Onana fucks up.
Yeah.
Simple as.
Fair.
Really quickly, we're not doing an FPL roundup this week because it's insignificant.
Whoa.
We're not.
I won the
I don't
week,
think we should.
guys.
We've been going on way too long.
We are very long.
Just want to point out a performance of the manager of the season this season. Macaroni and Cheese did captain Jacob Murphy for 19 points this season, and
Disgusting work.
not many people.
Did you win the
did
week?
same.
Did you
No,
win the
you
week?
did because you bench boosted, but I didn't.
I had the worst bench boost in the history of bench boosts.
Mm.
I have,
And we're getting to an FPL roundup, apparently.
I maybe had 4 points on my
Yeah,
bench
it was
boost.
That's actually horrendous.
Maybe 3.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
-1 on there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love to see it.
Yeah.
Foden, 0 minutes.
Yeah.
He sucks. He sucks.
All right.
He's
Alright.
good when he fucking plays. Anyways. Everybody, I think that'll do it. Oh, yeah, one last thing about United. Even worse than the Onana situation is that I'm pissed that Xerxes is injured for the rest of the year.
Yeah, that's bad.
If-
That's bad.
Yeah.
No, genuinely, like he's been our brightest
He has
spark
100%.
That's
in attack lately,
that
which is
sucks.
saying something.
That
I know
sucks.
you're coming up with some snarky comment, whatever, but
I kind of understand
But it
why.
sucks,
I
man.
kind of understand why he hates my team.
Yeah.
And I also understand why Sam doesn't like watching games with me. I'm kind of a dick.
oh, you are a pretentious little fucking douchebag when I'm watching sports with you, respectfully. But I still love you.
Holy shit.
You are my pretentious little douchebag.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what we wanted. All right.
I love you, Blake. I love
love
you
you too.
I love you too, Antoine.
I love you too, Antoine. I mean,
you.
you didn't say it, but
I'm excited for the summer, guys.
same, bro.
Keep
It'll be
episodes
fun.
going, everything.
Yeah, man.
Big announcement coming soon. I know we kind of teased it last week, but
Yeah.
You kind of spoiled it in the episode.
It's okay.
did you?
It's fine.
It's okay.
It's
If people
fine.
get this
I-
far,
I didn't catch that.
If they
It's
get
fine.
this far, they can have it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
In it. All right, everybody. This has been another episode of the 6 Yard Box podcast. 91 episodes down, 9 more to go until the big 100.
Big Hundo P.
Yeah. Throwing a party, man.
We gotta do something special.
We got to do
We
something
do.
special.
We have to think about it though.
We have to. Yeah.
We say that, it'll just be like a
It'll just
Nando's
be,
run.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it
It'll be a nice little Nando's run. That's
out.
it.
Yeah.
With that being said, everybody, thank you so much for listening. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to like this video, subscribe, comment your thoughts. If you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts, give us a big 5-star rating. Let us know how big of a fraud Real Madrid are.
And who's winning the Champions League this year?
And of course, who's winning the Champions League. Of course, I've been joined once again by the lovely Blake, the lovely Antoine, and you've been listening to the 6 Yard Box podcast, and we will see you all very soon.
We out.
See ya.